So with that in mind, we're going to take a look at just some of the basics here of a good, strong, mechanically serve. And, you know, if we just go to this position, I think this is really where it all begins, okay? It's every great server will get into a good half serve position. Now, what does that mean? That means for me that the elbow, well, the upper body, first of all, is turned away from the target. See how the chest is pointing to the back right corner approximately. Getting that good upper body turn is very important. You want to turn the shoulders away from the target. Now, there are variant degrees to how far you turn. Some players turn more than others, but you definitely want to get some sort of turn here. And I always say the general guideline is turn to the point to where your tossing arm is pointing approximately at a 45-degree angle into the court. That's a very good guideline. Now, from that half serve position, the next thing you see, by getting the upper body turned, see how my shoulders and my elbow create a straight line. Very important. Many players have something more like this, where their hit and elbow is too far forward, and it breaks the shoulder and elbow alignment. So really try to be aware of where your elbow positioning is and make sure that it's aligned with the shoulders. Now, I don't want you to hyperextend the elbow by pulling it back, since that can put stress on your shoulder. That's why you want to feel the shoulders are turning away from the target. And by doing that, it's going to help you achieve this position. Next thing you're going to see, elbow is just below shoulder level. As you can see there, it's not too close to the body, it's not too high. I have a bend in my hitting arm, a little bit greater than 90 degrees. Tip of the racket right now is pointing to the outside, the right side. And the palm and strings are pointing slightly down to the ground. That's the half serve position. Now, again, top players in the world, they'll all get into somewhat of a position like this. There'll be variant degrees, but they'll all get somewhere here where the tip of the racket points to the outside, the right side for a right-handed player, left side for a left-handed player. Now, from here, what I begin to do is I bend at the elbow. When I bend at the elbow, the hand is going to move over my bicep. Tip of the racket is going to initiate what we call the right to left arm action. Watch this movement. See how I bend at the elbow. And see how when I'm doing that, see how the hand is moving over the bicep and I'm actually decreasing the angle slightly in my arm. So my arm now is at this closed angle, as you can see. And I get to this point where I've completed the right component of the right to left. Now, what happens from here? My body is now fully coiled. So I've softened my knees, as you can see. Shoulders have turned past the level of the hips. From this point, I'm going to now begin to drive from the ground and uncoil the body. When this happens, it's going to propel my elbow forward and my racket down and away. So the elbow is now going to lead. And look at the racket. See how the racket enters what OTI instructor Greg Lasser calls the power loop. The racket falls down and away from the body. And there I get into the racket drop, where the racket is now aligned on the right side of the body. Tip of the racket is somewhere around hip level. And doing this allows you to pre-stretch the shoulder and chest muscles. And when you pre-stretch these muscles, it stores a lot of energy in them, which is then released when you swing up to contact. And that release of energy gives you a lot of racket head speed. And that is what results in that effortless power on the serve. So the right to left is a very important factor. You have to make sure you bend at the elbow and start it in the right manner, since by doing that, it's going to allow now the racket to fall down and away from the body into that sufficient racket drop, as we can see right there. Now, from this racket drop, what we're going to see, I'm going to begin to extend from the tricep. When I do that, watch how the racket also swings up on edge. You see the edge of the frame there is completely on edge. And you want to try to maintain that as long as possible. Even just before contact, the racket is on edge. The strings of the racket still pointing out in this direction. And now just before I square the racket to the ball, I pronate to the forearm. At contact, you can see the hitting arm is straight. Racket's on the inside of the hand, completing the power triangle. My tossing arm is tucked into my body. By doing that, it allows me to stay sideways so I don't open up and over-rotate too much. That's a very common problem we see. So you want to ensure you keep that tossing arm tucked in and your upper body and chest is pointing slightly to the right. And it's going to remain there as you swing through. See, when I swing through, my upper body is not opening up, it's staying sideways. Now also look at the follow through. Look at how when I swing through, I continue the forearm pronation and the internal shoulder rotation to where the palm and strings point to the right side. And I follow through on the right side of my body as I complete the swing. And then I just let it naturally release. So yes, those are just some critical keys. If you're gonna work on anything and master anything, first you have to ensure you get a good right to left arm action. Second, you really want to try to optimize your racket drop as much as you can within your own range of motion. Don't over push it. And then leading with the edge of the racket and then staying sideways, keeping that tossing arm tucked in as you swing through. Those key components will really help you make your hitting arm mechanics more efficient and more clean. Again, any questions you do have on any of this, just let us know in the comments below.
How would you like to get your own personalized video analysis from a certified OTI instructor? That is exactly what the Premium All Access Pass is for. With the Premium All Access Pass, you not only get the video reviews, but you also get access to all of our video courses and modules. These courses and modules cover every topic you need as a tennis player, so you can become that complete player that dominates on the tennis court. Right now we have a special trial for you that includes all of these video modules and courses, but also your very own personalized video analysis from our OTI instructor. To find out more about this special trial, please click the link either inside this video or below it right now.